We're getting our groove back.
I missed you.
My God, I'm dead inside.
Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of So She Reads. We're your hosts. I'm Anaya.
I'm Megan.
And today we are going to be jumping back into the world of Lightlark. We are actually going to be covering Nightbane and then Grim and Oro, which is the Dueling Crowns book in this episode. And we're actually really excited about this.
I'm so excited.
This covers a lot of the backstories. And I feel like it gives a lot of good context for the series to come.
Yeah, I definitely, it's so crazy because as we were reviewing as responsible hosts, what we do, we were going over and she was kind of like, the hell was Nightbane about? What the hell was it about? And she was just like, nothing happened. And I was like, it gave a lot of context.
Yeah.
Which, as a romance girly,
I know,
you appreciated and you ate up. Girl.
I did. I really did.
So,
because it gives a lot of the backstory. I mean, spoiler alert, obviously, if
Yeah.
you're reading this, if you're reading this.
If you're watching this.
If you're watching this, I'm sure you watched part 1. And if you didn't, go back and watch part 1 if you're interested. But we are going to be doing a deep dive. So we're going to give spoilers. We're going to go into plots, theories, all the things. So if you haven't read Nightbane or Grim and Oro, definitely, you can watch this video if you want, but
yeah, if you like spoilers, stay tuned.
Yeah.
If not, get the hell out. Nicely. So at the end of Lightlark, what happens is she realizes that her dreams are actually memories.
Yeah.
And then, like towards the end, she actually falls into a vision of sorts, and then it starts triggering. As soon as her powers are ignited, that's when it starts revealing the past to her.
Yeah.
Right. And so during Nightbane itself, she's having a lot of moments of visions and recollecting and just trying to piece together what is to come, because that's what she thinks is going to happen, but also what has happened. So, and again, we ate that shit up.
It was good.
So much.
It was good. I inhaled the series.
I know. I read all of it and I just kept bitching. Let's just call it true. Like bitching about, can't believe you're not reading this. It's so good. And then randomly, and again, in true Anaya fashion, randomly she picks it up and then she starts saying, oh my God, I'm about to finish Lightlark and I can't believe this shit. I have not read this. This is crazy. And so then she again inhales the rest of the series. I was happy as all hell. She was making predictions. I was like telling my husband, she doesn't know what the hell's happening. I was like, wait till she finds out. I was like, I felt the same way. I was like, I thought I knew and I had no clue. It was actually really fun to be there while she was going through it, because honestly, no matter what anybody says, reading a book by yourself is kind of fun but not fun.
Yeah.
Because
you have all this excitement and this high, and you just want to talk about it with somebody. And you're like, no one's read it.
No one's around to hug. They're like, what is happening? Yeah. So it was really cool to have be that person that she was texting. I mean, let's just be real, we do that even when we're not reading the same book.
This is true.
But it's harder when you try to give no spoilers, but now everyone knows. So if you get it, you get it.
Yeah.
So it's fine. Just to start off, guys, I really like the fact that Nightbane was right after Lightlark.
Yeah. It wasn't 5 months
have passed.
Wow.
Confusion. Yeah. So I'm so glad that they picked it right up and kind of told you what was happening, and then it was just a really honestly, it was so what you needed.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm thinking about why I picked the number 5.
Me too. I was like, you would think I would say 6 months, but I was like, you know what? I'm 5. 5 is just enough to piss me off, but not that far in advance, right? That's the logic.
Literally,
the logic was logicking. Get out.
Get wild.
Out.
Okay. All right. So in this episode, similar to Lightlark's episode, we're going to have our phones out because we took notes. We have questions that we want to ask each other and kind of dive into. So if you see us on our phones, that is what we're doing. But let's jump into kind of going and discussing Nightbane.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have a question here that I wanted to ask.
Go ahead.
Did the flashbacks in Nightbane make you love Grim more, or did they make you feel his love was actually just a form of control?
Ooh. So, to be honest, I actually thought it was a form of love.
Yeah.
Because he made it perfectly clear. I mean, this man was a man with a plan, very intentional, his poker face was not there to hide what she meant to him. I mean, the moment right off the boat, he was just like, what's up? You want some chocolate? We out here, right? necklace, I'll show up. You know, like just like you don't do that if you have ill will towards somebody, right?
Yeah.
And especially like at the end of Lightlark, where he's like, "Come back to me, Heart Eater," like all this stuff, like the voice in her head that came back, and she's so funny. Like, and I get it when you get with a man or you have like a interaction with a man and they're so intentional and you're just like, we barely know each other, but damn, okay, like it's very overwhelming. So she's like hiding the mirrors and like all the things, and it's like, yeah, you're on edge because you're like, wow, this man really wants me, and we just met in my head. It's he's a nightshade, that they're intense.
Yeah.
So
okay, seeing him in the flashbacks, I feel like it actually. I already loved Grimm from book one. And I just feel like it heightened it for me because you just saw like,
well, you want to know.
Yeah. And you just kind of feel like, holy crap. In the beginning, first of all, their meeting and the way that they met was hilarious to me. I just thought that was so funny. And honestly, kind of like, it kind of made me think one of those weird things that he was like, damn, she stabbed me. Damn, I fuck with her. You know what I mean? And you're just like, he's like, this has never happened before. And then he's just like,
well, so the way that it starts, obviously if you've read, but the way that it starts is that like she finds the star stick, right? And she doesn't know how to really use it, but when she finally gets it to work, it transport her to Grimm's to Nightshade. And so she gets swept into, I love the way that it started. It's like automatically this man's all over you, kissing you, and you're like, excuse me, like, sir, and he's just thinking we're here to procreate, like, like this is our thing,
This
and then
tradition.
I love how she like stabs him, doesn't slap him, stabs him.
That was hilarious.
And he was kind of just like, what the hell? And you have my star stick, what the hell? And I love how
like,
he's like,
it's a star stick.
This is a star stick,
because
sir.
It's definitely not.
He's like, I don't know what that is, but that's not a star stick.
So it was like the audacity, you come 1 into my palace, 2 using my power, and then 3 stab me, like how dare you? But also, I kind of fuck with you. You know what I mean? And that to me was so hilarious.
I like how he was kind of like, let's see where this kind of goes.
He was like,
And the funny part is he's like, I can easily go to her. Like, and he did. So it was actually really good. I really liked their
I do like the fact that they were kind of enemies in the beginning too, where he was like, oh my god, like this is the leader of Wildling, I'm gonna kill her, how dare she try to come and sabotage, like,
well, because it makes perfect sense that like, all of them kind of don't trust each other, right? But also it's like Wildlings have their reputation, but Nightshades have their reputation. So for him, it's like, you're coming here to lure me in, versus her, she's just like, holy crap, I know what you people do to your women, and I didn't even want to be here. Like,
so that was cool. But I loved it in there. Like, I loved seeing their flashbacks. I loved seeing their relationship progress and just like all of the things. I thought it was super cute, and 100% made me love Grimm.
Definitely it was love. I loved it more, and I was just, and I wanted more. The more I read, the more I wanted to know.
For sure.
I love it. Anything leading up to like back away from my, or like, I burned down the world, it's just amazing. Okay, well, so I have a question for you.
Okay.
All right, so how did it feel seeing Isla realize she was a completely different person and a more powerful one before the amnesia?
I think it was really interesting. I think it added like another level of her character. She was already kind of like this badass, right? Like thinking that she didn't have powers and all of this stuff.
That she has to overcompensate.
Yes. And I mean, the whole time she's with Grimm in these flashbacks too, she doesn't realize she has powers either. So like that was pretty cool. But
I love that he knows.
Yes.
He's just everything. He's that guy.
Yeah, he really is. But it was cool to kind of see her build her confidence a little bit. And I'm not one for FMCs, to be honest with you. So like,
FMC hate.
Notorious. I mean, at this point, I've mentioned it so many times if you don't know, but
but in real life, she's a girl's girl. So
yeah. Just in books, I hate them all.
It's like, pretend women, we don't care.
They're just dumb. They make those stupid decisions. He loves you. What do you mean?
So do real women.
I'm like, what do you mean you don't want to be with him? He burned the world down for you.
Like, he's here murking people for you, girl. Marry that man. Real life, you're like,
but yeah, no, I thought it was an interesting dynamic. It was cool too to see her like really like just kind of come into like, it was cool to see how much she actually has done, and why like her fighting ability, she always thought that it was like her caretakers, which yes, part of it was her caretakers, but you come to find out in the flashbacks, like Grimm was training her too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so you're like, oh shit, that's why she's such a badass fighter too. It's like it was him. A lot of her was also him. And so
Yeah.
that was interesting to see too.
Well, because like, and this is really valid that like sometimes as a woman you gain more power by being challenged and having somebody underestimate you.
Yeah.
So number one, she was already training for the Centennial,
Yeah.
mind you, as someone who thought she didn't have any power, so
Yeah.
they had to like really push her to different levels. But then with Grimm, it was like it was a sense of I need to protect myself, but also she liked the challenge. She
Yeah.
liked the banter.
Of course.
She liked like just being, again, she felt like a caged animal.
And he
So
never
like
treated
just
her like that.
being out, she can kind of like lash out and kind of like use that strength.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And he always like empowered her in that. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
He was like, no, like you're better, like you're greater, like you have like potential. You know what I mean? And he would like egg her on a little bit so that she can get to that like.
She was like, "You're just gonna let him kill me." He
Yeah.
was like, "You were fine. I was here the whole time. Like, it was gonna be fine." The most he would have done is like taken an iron.
Yeah, so it was cool. I loved seeing that as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 10,
Mm-hmm.
how much did the ending wreck your soul of Nightbane? Because it was just
I
like,
loved it.
oh no, it was great. But I was like,
I was so
what?
happy because like, it gave me exactly what I wanted. So
Yeah.
I don't wreck me in the best way possible. Absolutely. So yeah. I was just like, finally, like someone said it. Get your hands off my wife. I love the fact that like she was like, well, I have to go.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
not gonna stop until I go with him.
Yeah.
Number one, I may not understand it, but I know we're linked. I know we're bound together.
That
Like,
was it was just crazy to me. Like it was crazy because like this whole time you're thinking that this vision, she has like, you know, if you've read the book, like she has this main vision that she sees Grimm, or what she thinks is Grimm, killing half like this
chaos and,
entire
like,
village
yeah.
and all of this stuff, you know what I mean? And like craziness. And then you come to find out at the end, it wasn't Grimm, it was her. And that was a flashback that she was having, which was wild. And then not only that, she died. And then Grimm
and now they're linked.
bonded himself to her. Oh,
I loved it. I ate
like,
that shit up.
Of course.
And the dragon.
I know. Oh.
And like all the things.
No,
like,
I mean, again, like all of it. But it was just like that wreckage. You're just like, he loves her so much that he literally bonded himself to her.
But like it makes so much sense why he was fighting so hard to get her. Because it's like, first off, fool, we're linked. Like, you die, I die. You're out here just training with the wildlings and like all those things, whatever. And then also like, we have history. You're the love of my life. And if I didn't do this for you, I would never forgive myself.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like,
so
he's
that
like,
was
I owed
crazy.
it to you even though you're mad at me, but I owe it to you to fight for us.
Yeah.
And it's like, but you know what though? Like, again, with her, I actually didn't mind her much. You know, I didn't mind her as an FMC at all. Actually, I thought that she had a lot of strength because at that point, when you find out, holy shit, it was me. I'm the problem. I murdered a bunch of people.
Yeah.
For the man I love, I would do it again. I mean, she had that pain, and she was just like, I feel like unconsciously knew she needed Grimm.
Yeah.
She was like, I can't heal from that here.
Yeah.
Because Oro is so amazing. He's just gonna comfort me and tell me it's okay. She's like, but I need punishment right now.
Yeah.
And that's what she wanted. She wanted to go to Nightshade. She wanted to like she felt like she was punishing herself, but also she wanted to save Lightlark.
Yeah.
Because she thought that was going to be the thing, like that, to make them leave, which it was, honestly.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think it was the best way to end it.
Yeah, it was so good.
I think
it was so good. It was like, you thought we were just boyfriend and girlfriend? You thought we just had no, honey, we're married.
No, but also,
and
like, what did you think?
Like,
that we spent a whole year together?
Yeah.
Obviously, we hate each other? No.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. I was like, but it was one of those things where you were just, I think as a reader, you were like, okay, like they have this deep connection. And part of me you kind of assume a little bit that it's going to be like lead to this point where they've had like this major, like whatever. But then to find out that the necklace he gave her was actually like the wedding, like that was like solidifies the wedding and the marriage in Nightshade, you know, and you were like,
I know, so good.
And then it was like, get your hands off my wife. You know what I mean? And then it was just like, it's just so good.
Yeah. So my next question for you is, in Nightbane, we see that Grimm essentially chose to let Isla live a lie for her own protection. Do you think a love built on secrets and stolen memories can ever be true? Or is Grimm's version of love inherently flawed because he refused to let Isla face the danger with her full identity intact?
I think that's a very good question. I think that I don't think that it's flawed. I think
Okay.
it's one of those things where it's like, I know, and you know, some of you may disagree with me. Um, I think that even though she's a very strong person, she can be a very emotional character, and she kind of makes sometimes rash decisions based on her emotions.
Mm-hmm.
And with how touchy and how like everything is riding on breaking this curse. Everything is riding on like the smallest little infraction can change the course and the trajectory of like what they were set out to do during the centennial. So I think that it wasn't wrong that he did that. I think it was a good thing that he stole her memories. I also think that honestly, if he left her memories, she would have been a target because she wouldn't have been able to resist Grimm at the centennial. And I think that if she Oral was already suspicious of her just from the amount of times Grimm went to her. So I think had they gone in as like a united front, people already don't trust Wildling and they sure as shit don't trust Nightshade.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So it looked like they were in cahoots. But I
Yeah.
will say this though, I mean, like, but this was also she was in on this.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he did it without her consent.
No, he did.
No. No, she knew. She knew.
Oh,
In
well, he had
Nightbane-
lied to her about why he had did it. That was the
Yeah.
other thing. Yeah,
That's
because
the
they
only-
made it. Yeah, because he had made it seem like, hey, it might be best if people don't know us. And she's like, yeah, you're right. But really, he was also in cahoots with Aurora, and Aurora had needed her to.
Exactly. So like a part of it was like,
Yeah.
so for me, I feel like maybe he missed his moment to tell her
Yeah.
before things went.
No,
too
I
far.
definitely, I agree. I think that
Like
there should have
time and
been
place.
correct. I think you should have told her a little bit sooner. And
Yeah.
if had you told her a little bit sooner, you wouldn't have had to watch your wife fall in love with someone else.
Exactly. And I was gonna say, like, keep in mind that I'm sure he's saying to himself, like, well, whatever damage comes from this, like, I just have to eat.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know, it's not her fault. It's really
Yeah.
not. And I love that. I love the
Yeah.
fact that, like, but at the same time, it's like one of those things where during this time where she's remembering as well, it's making her feel conflicted. But also, I feel like she really did need that time away. I feel like she needed that time away because think about it. She was caged for her whole life, right? Training, fighting, this, that, and the other. She meets this man. She falls in love with him. He's the only person she ever falls in love with. And then she meets somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Had she not forgotten him and done that, when the hell was she ever going to meet somebody else and like actually live more life? You know, so like this. But also like the significance of Oro. You know what I'm saying? Like Oro's a good person to know. I feel like I mean I may not be Team Oro, but at the same time, it's like so much happened in this book that had absolutely nothing to do with Grimm. You know what I'm saying? Like she got to meet his little circle. We love an inner circle, guys.
We do.
We love an inner circle, and his inner circle was amazing. But also like even so much that like yeah, it was a little bit for her, but also Oro needed it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like it developed, and ultimately like as rulers, they have an obligation. You know what I'm saying? And I think he really did need that to keep going.
Yeah.
You know? So, and honestly, it was really nice to kind of see the back end of it, like her being able to kind of see when she got Lynx, I thought that was so cool to kind of do what her mom kind of did, and she inherited the same like the Black Panther that her mom had. Yeah. And like, was it a leopard or a panther?
I can't remember.
Well,
no, I think it's a leopard.
Leopard. Yeah. So like to get the panther that her mother had.
Leopard.
I mean, to get the leopard that her mother had. I think that was so nice.
I also thought it was hilarious that Lynx didn't like her. He was just like, I guess, you know what I mean, whatever. But because of her mom, I also did love the fact that Lynx loved Oro. I thought that was hilarious to me. And then like like that was just like cute.
So funny. Yeah, I know. But I will say this also, like I feel like with the whole memory loss situation, if it were me, I'd want my mind to tell me about my memories rather than somebody else.
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe it was good that she had that distance and he was over there in Nightshade and she was in Lightlark. She was safe. Everything was fine.
Yeah.
You know, she was learning. She was training. And she was in a very vulnerable state. And in Nightshade, they're very intense. Yeah. So I feel like she needed kind of that retreat and also to kind of just come to the realization by herself. If it were me, I wouldn't want somebody to tell me all at once. I want me to tell me.
No, I mean, even if somebody told you, you're not going to believe it. You have to remember it yourself. Exactly. You know what I mean? Yeah, I was going to say something, but we're not there yet. So.
Yeah, but no, I actually really loved Nightbane. I thought it was so good. I thought, like, again, not a lot happened. only like towards the end did a lot happen.
Yeah.
But there was all the context that you needed, because honestly, Lightlark, you don't feel it, but by the time you're done with Lightlark, you're like, wait, shit went down 500 years ago. Shit
Yeah.
went down here,
And
and
like
I know
we're
what
missing a
happened
lot.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like people have passed with each other, like
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
all,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So there was a lot that needed to be revealed, and I feel like Nightbane was she left it to a point where it was perfect because you wanted to know.
Correct. I agree.
And I hate it when I read a book and nothing happens. But if you leave me wanting to know what happened, then I'm gonna eat that. Which is why we literally inhaled that book. If you don't rush through that book, like you didn't like Lightlark in general.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Agreed. Okay, so let's move into honestly what I think is probably one of my favorite novellas I've read. Realistically, I love this whole Grimm and Oro situation. First of all, let's just talk about the book itself for a second.
It's so cool.
This concept of having two books essentially in one, where you have to like flip it over and it's one side is one, and like this is just
it's so pretty.
Well, Alex Aster, you really did.
You did your big one.
Did your thing. Okay.
No, but like look at the character art though. Let's just,
also
like, hold the phone, because we're gonna go Team Grimm right now.
Of course.
Oh, guys.
So good. So good.
Oh my gosh, so good. Look at this. Like, let's look at this, guys. Come on.
No, whoever her character artist is amazing.
I'm loving the fits though.
Yeah.
Like, and the long hair, I'm a long hair girly.
Yeah.
Guys, I don't even let an eye cut her hair right now. I'm like, don't do it. We love the long look right now. Yeah. No, the character art was amazing.
Yeah.
She did her big one on
No, this is just amazing. And honestly, I've read a few novellas in the past, like for different series, but I just love this one. I love that it. So my expectation going into this book was that this was going to be their respective perspectives during Nightbane. Like, wow, Grimm is away, like back in Nightshade, like his whole thoughts of like, oh my god, my wife is here, like all of his emotions, all of his feelings,
which would have been cool.
Yes. And then I thought it was going to be the same for Oro, but it wasn't. And it actually gave us so much more context. I actually loved this book so much because it actually tells us the backstory of Grimm and Oro.
They were friends.
Yes. And I loved that.
Love that. Yeah.
I did.
I did love it too.
I loved that like whole dynamic. I was like,
because it's like giving fate. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, we're gonna make you fall in love with the same girl. Yeah. But in our reality, obviously, you both can't have her.
Right.
But it's somehow gonna bring you guys kind of closer together in a way.
Yes.
Because you've been avoiding each other
for like the last 500 years.
Yeah, and you guys have a connection that has nothing to do with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I loved that.
Yeah. I love that they were.
I love a good
friends.
bromance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. Because it was like complex. You know what I'm saying? And it's like
and
so
they
funny.
needed each other.
And it's so funny though because like Grimm, he does not have a good poker face
at all.
He's like, bro, if you didn't want to be in that cage, you would not have been in that side. Let's just be for real, dude. He's like, I could have been ported away from here, like. You know, and then like Oro, it's like he's such an intense person.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like you get to kind of like break him down in this book. And I mean, I will say though, because I'm a Team Grimm girly, I was like, why is Oro's side more? Why are there
slightly more pages, which was kind of annoying, but their story was good. I think it was good. You know what I mean? Because truthfully, Oro's side really is where you get the backstory of their friendship.
Yeah.
Grimm's side, if I'm not mistaken, is through Lightlark.
Yeah.
So his feelings through Lightlark. So at this point, he's already met Isla. So it was cool to see the backstory, and I actually really enjoyed that.
Me too.
So, okay.
And like Cleo Titan.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my God. No.
Cool.
Yes. That was cool.
And she's like, she schooled the hell out of them. Like, it's just so cool.
Yeah. Okay.
And you meet his like little inner circle, and like, yeah.
I did love that. I actually really love the fact that you get to meet his inner circle. You get to see how
they met.
Because his inner circle is someone from each kingdom. Right, and so you're kind of like, oh, that's strange. You know, it's not a bunch of sunlings.
Also,
you know?
he's like he's like royalty. So it's like, how did you meet this like band of misfits? Because like not every one of them is of nobility or like from, you know what I'm saying, like someone of importance.
You get to see like his tragic backstory, like his whole why he is the way he is. You know, and that's how he met the Skyling who helped save him outside of like rescue him from like the prison or whatever.
Yeah, and that's why he's like so mad. He's just like in Lightlark, you're like, why? Like, he's so mad. Like it's like your king, but also he's like, I didn't want any of this, guys. Like I was just like trying to live my life with my friends, and
Okay, so let's dive into Oro and his character a little bit from the Grim and Oro series. So in his POV, Oro seems so much more vulnerable. Did seeing his internal struggle change him from the safe choice to the right choice for you?
No.
I agree. I agree.
First of all, biased opinion, I'm not a golden retriever fan.
No.
In life, in books, and just in general. I'm really not. But also, I got friend vibes from him. I feel like I would love to have an Oro in my life.
Yeah.
Like everyone should have an Oro in their life. But do I think like did seeing his backstory and seeing the way he was with her and the way he was with Grim, actually, if anything, it made me want him and Grim to be friends again.
Yeah.
I was like, that was the love story in this. Like that was the thing like you should have been striving for in Lightlark. You should have been, the moment he got off the boat, you'd be like, hey, but what happened to us here? Like we were friends. Remember the pub and all the things and the girls and
no, I agree. I definitely think, to me, he honestly, and this is gonna sound messed up, he was never the choice. Like he was never an option in my mind for Isla. Like I just think
I don't know how people were Team Oro. I don't know.
I mean, if you were,
no. I'm like saying, like reading it, I didn't get that vibe.
To me, it was like the equivalent of Edward and Jacob. Jacob was just never an option.
Oh my gosh, that interview where he's like, nobody was a marketing strategy. Nobody was Team Jacob. The interviewer's like, I was Team Jacob. He's like, really?
Like, I feel like, okay, for visuals, like in the movie, of course, I think Jacob was more attractive than Edward. So yes, you're Team Jacob. But like when you read Twilight,
there was no competition.
None. And so like that's how I felt for,
like, he would have been settling, and it's only because this guy left.
Correct.
Which is insulting.
Right.
Like just insulting.
Right. And that's kind of how I felt for Grim and Oro. Like for me, there was times when I was like, man, she's making it really hard, because you see Oro's character, you see like his personality, like, yeah. And I was just like, honestly, it was one of the few love triangles where for a portion of it, I was like, damn, I don't know.
No. I was just like, it's so funny. I was like consoling myself. I was like, all right, if she picks Oro, it'll be the wrong choice, but like, I won't hate it because I like him as a character. I just don't think he's the one.
Yeah.
You know, but who am I to argue with Alex? I just asked her. I'm like, who am I? You know, but like, I was just like, if she were to, it wouldn't be like, I wouldn't be like, no. I would be like, all right.
I'd be like, I'm annoyed, but like, you know, whatever.
You like basic, great. Like, no, I'm kidding. Like, if you like a golden retriever, then cool. But like, I just don't feel like her herself. There was like this like thing inside of her where it was like, I feel like she was constantly like feeling like he's just so good. Yeah. Like he's so great to me. And why can't I just like she's like, I know I shouldn't do blood magic, but I'm still gonna do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and honestly, again, it really was one of those few, I like, I'm not a huge love triangles trope person. Because I find them annoying, and there's always one clear, obvious choice, right? I'm like, why are
the one I want for the girl?
No, but it's true, and 9 out of 10 times that ends up being the case. You know what I mean? So it's like, why are we even doing this? We know who you want, we know who you're gonna pick, but in this one, there were periods of time when I was reading it, and I was like, who is she gonna pick?
No, because like,
who is she gonna pick? Because Oro is like great, like he's fantastic. He's not my personal, like I wouldn't have picked him, but there were times when I was just like, damn, if I was her, I don't know. Like in this moment, like damn, like they're just neck and neck.
No lie, and the way that she was describing him, like you're like, okay, he's attractive as all hell, and he's tough, like, and he can fight, and he's a great ruler, and he has compassion, and he like honestly, no lie, that's marriage. Honestly, I honestly would. I would be like, I wouldn't. Okay, if I had never met Grim, I would have been like,
he's amazing.
That guy.
Yeah,
he's 100% that guy.
It's just that you meet Grim and you're like, sorry, friend.
Once you go to the dark side.
Yeah, that's it. But honestly, she did a really good job of really kind of. It's why I can see why some people were Team Oro. You know what I mean? Like, because he had like genuinely, and that's one of the things I think I loved about this series, that it was like such a close, like neck and neck. Yeah, who is she gonna pick? Because they're both great options.
100% agreed.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you think Oro would have still fallen for Isla if he knew the full truth about her past with Grimm and like everything from the start?
No. I think I think oh, maybe. I think inherently, like, he found her attractive, even though he was trying to not be like, he already knew how the wildlings were. So he was like, no, no, no. And he did still fall for her.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there was a part of him that, like, subconsciously fell for her. But being how, like, seeing his moral character and his moral ground and, like, how good of a person he is, I don't think he would have.
I think he would have been like, you belong to somebody else.
Yes.
Like, there's like,
Yes.
as much as I want this, I know that you're not mine.
Correct.
And here's the thing, like, oh, you know what would have been really cool? I just thought about this. Is as she was having the visions and like the flashbacks, if like she could have taken him in there so he could have seen.
That'd have been cool.
Because then I think it would have made him take a step back a bit. You know what I'm saying? He would have been like, wow, like I can't replicate that. Our meeting had
to be
like
fair, he was super respectful.
they
Like,
were a little family. Like
I know. I know. But I think he, like, I love the fact that he gave her space. Like, I love the fact that, like, even through all of that, he barely like slept in the room. Like, it was never like he was like, whoa.
No, like he gave her tender love and care without the intimate parts of it. Like there was no like ripping each other's clothes off, main attraction, kind of like
It was
kind
very
of
much
thing.
like,
It was
I'll
very
let you heal
healing.
yourself. Yeah.
Very healing.
Oh, we're on the same
Wow.
wavelength today.
Give us a couple takes and we're in there. We're like, we're back in there. Yeah, no. So I feel like that's why I was saying I feel like that's what she needed after that. And like she did it so good. She wrote it so good.
I will say, people talk a lot of shit about this series, right? Like, I know a lot of people that don't. But you know what? It's so good. I freaking loved it. I think it was so good.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. For me, I feel like he was so mad at Grimm. Maybe a little part of him could have like in his resentment towards him,
like God wanted to get back,
like wanted to get back at him. It's like, oh, now I have to make her love me more. You know, because I feel like men can be very competitive.
Territorial.
Yeah, very competitive, very territorial. And I think like ultimately, like what if he was just like, he doesn't deserve her, regardless of the fact.
And he felt like that. He did. You know what I mean?
Like, I'm still the better pick. We're so good together. You know, like,
oh, where are you?
You know, like your leopard loves me, girl. Like your leopard loves me. And you know the thing is that like I feel like, again, here comes fate. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like you sometimes you can't help yourself but like love somebody. Like love them and confuse it with being in love with somebody. Yeah. And also like I am in love with everything about you, but you're just not the one. Yeah. Or maybe you are and I need to like overcome me because clearly what I want is bad for me. You know, like there's different things. So that's why it is understandable why there were Team Oro girls. Like 100%. Yeah. So.
Okay. So I have a question that I think is good. Do we think that the reason that Oro gravitates towards Isla is because he actually is in love with her, or do you think it's his savior complex?
I actually think a little bit of both.
Me too.
Okay, yesterday I was like, I already know our answers on that probably. Yeah, no. So the reason why I think it's both is because I think that he's always had that like leadership role, even with his circle, and he is very afraid of losing the people he cares about. He has very far, like they're far and few between, and then so he gets very like he takes it very serious, right? And so that is a savior complex. You know what I'm saying? Call it what it is. It is love and everything like that. But then also he is a king, so it's kind of like I inherited this complex. I reserve the right to have this complex, but it is one nonetheless. Yeah. Now, but I also do think he really did love her. I also think that like sometimes when you don't have that type of relationship ever in your life with somebody else, you immediately think like this is love.
That's what I think. I think
like a first love. You know what I'm saying? It's first love.
I actually think he thinks he loves her. I don't think it's like love. I think it's more of like I've never been attracted to anybody in this degree. I've never felt like this for someone. And I've never had someone care about me like this. You know what I mean? Like my friends are my friends, sure. So I think a lot of it is like
No, but you can be in. So the reason why I think that is because you can be in love with somebody, right? You can have like everybody who's had a first love, right? That it's intense, it's all consuming, and you're like, wow, I'll never love anybody the way that I love this person. And then it ends. It ends. You go out of that person, you grow apart, things happen, and you become different people, and then you find somebody else, and you fall in love with them, and you're like, wow, did I ever really love that person? Was I ever really in love with that person? And the truth is you did,
Yeah.
and but it wasn't the love that served you when you became a certain person, when you
Yeah,
grew.
I could see that.
So like that's why I'm saying, like, I feel like it's like a first love situation.
Yeah.
So like I think it's valid, but at the same time it's like, is it actually what he needs? Is it actually what she needs? Are they actually matched?
Yeah.
Like, are they going to challenge each other, or is it just going to be very like like peaceful?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Something that
agree,
doesn't
yeah.
kind of like drive you, something that doesn't kind of like,
Yeah.
you
I
know
don't
what
think
I'm
they
saying?
push each other enough. I think that
Like, it's not
they're
all
very
consuming.
complacent with each other in
Yeah.
a way. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't challenge her. He not the way Grim does. You know what I mean? He doesn't push her. Like he's like, no, pain, you can't use pain to like enhance your power. And Grim's like, sometimes you have to use pain to enhance your power.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? You know what I mean? And like I just think, yeah, I think personally, I don't think they're matched in the sense of like if she stayed with Oro, she would not grow into her full potential.
No, and also I feel like again, like she doesn't push back on him the way she did with Grim.
Yeah.
Like she didn't have that comfortability with him.
Correct.
Where it's like, oh my God, you're so stubborn, you're so stupid. Let me just go back into the cave my freaking self, and I'll figure it out. By
Yeah.
the way, I brought a dragon with me. Like, you know, and now he's ours. So deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
with Grim, it was giving wife.
Yeah.
With Oro, it was giving my sweet boyfriend.
Yeah.
That he wants the best for me.
Yeah.
And I don't want to disappoint him because he's so good.
Yeah.
So she wouldn't, and like, so let me hide who I am on the back end of things to not hurt
Yeah.
him.
I agree.
So it's like, it's the love that you feel like is good for you, but it's not the love you need. But it's love in itself. It's love
Yeah.
all the same. So
100%.
that's my opinion, but
Okay.
right?
I agree.
Okay. So do you think Oro's love for Isla is a way for him to finally be a person instead of just a monument for his people, or is she just another responsibility?
Honestly, I feel like she's a responsibility for him. I think again, it comes into that you've never experienced this before, so I think he feels like he thinks that he's himself,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like she is another responsibility of his. You know what I mean? Like she doesn't necessarily listen to like his advice all the time, whatever. She still kind of goes rogue, does what she wants, and then like
I think she's a liability.
yeah,
sometimes,
that's what I mean. Like,
more
and
than
she
anything.
sometimes fucks shit up, and he has to come in and save her again. You know what I mean? And you're like, bro,
Like, I slept. We have to go through this one more time.
yeah. And so it's like I don't think. Whereas like, and obviously we're gonna naturally compare her relationship with Oro to Grim, but like, whereas with Grim can truly just be his full monstrous self. Like, and there were times when he was just like, just at his worst, and she was there. You know what I mean?
The bath scene, guys.
I just love them so much.
Oh, I love it. It was so sweet.
Yeah, and that's what I mean.
He's like,
you
I'm
know?
not gonna touch you, but like we both
Whereas,
need to
like-
heal. Like, go in the
And
bath.
I say that like Grim, even though he didn't maybe necessarily want to be that vulnerable with Isla, he was and he could be. Where I feel like it's like you were just saying, Isla hides pieces of herself from Oro. Oro hides pieces of himself from Isla. So some can say, oh, he's finally himself. No, he's really not. You're not yourself if you still have to hide pieces of yourself from that other person.
I feel like she was the thing that kind of cracked the exterior for
Correct.
him, so that way he can kind of allow himself to let that in eventually.
Correct.
And which is fine. Again, that's why I'm saying it's like a fate kind of situation where it's like it's what everybody needed.
Yeah.
You know, like I think that she needed to gravitate towards Oro to bring him and Grim back together.
Yeah.
Because like it's like, okay, now you have what's mine.
Yeah.
You're gonna face me whether you like it or not, bro.
Yeah.
I gave you space. I stood away for 500 years.
Yeah.
But like that's my wife. We're gonna have to fight it out a bit. And then Oro was like, oh man, I don't. My inner circle is great, but it's not all. And okay, I think she is a liability, right?
Agreed.
But I think she's only a liability because Oro has like this OCD about him,
Yeah.
where it's like only I can make the decisions, only me and my inner circle can make the decisions.
Yeah.
And even though you're great, you're not capable because you're not in the right state of mind.
Yeah.
And like, so I feel like he thinks that she's more breakable than what she is.
Yeah.
And that kind of hinders somebody from growth. And it also makes her second guess herself.
Yeah.
So then yeah, of course you're a liability at that moment because you're making desperate like attempts to fix a situation because no one's embedding that confidence inside of you. So I think that he does treat her like a responsibility because he thinks that like, wow, you don't even remember what happened to you a year ago, babe. Like, maybe you should sit down. Take a breather.
And honestly, I do hate that fact too. I feel like that was one thing that did piss me off.
Like, it's
whereas
sweet.
Like Oro really tends to like underestimate her. And it's like,
but that's not what she
you don't even know these flashbacks she's been having. She's been doing all this
like,
shit way before you.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like it's sweet of you because like she just went through a lot. But first of all, like she's resilient. Like come on, like but also attempted a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like don't. But again, it's like the first time he loves somebody, so he's just like, oh, can't break her. Like no, right there. Oh my god, I love her so much. Like it's like so it's sweet.
Yeah,
it's sweet,
it is, but it's just misplaced. You know what I mean? It's again, you're not pushing this person because you're treating them like a porcelain doll. When little do you know, she's been capable.
Yeah.
You know. Agreed. Okay, so let's move into Grimm.
Okay.
Our favorites, our little baby. Okay. Based on Grimm's backstory, okay, do you think he was truly born with a darker soul, or did the betrayal of other rulers force him to become the monster they already accused him of being?
Say it again. Release them. Say it again.
Okay. So when we look at Grimm's backstory, do you believe that he was born inherently like dark? You know, he had that darker soul. Or do you think that the betrayal of all the other rulers forced him to become the monster that they thought he was?
No. I don't think anybody's born a monster. We'll start there. I think that when you're born a monster and you're raised by when you're born and you're raised by a monster, you can either conform or you can pick up monster tendencies and then think that it's inevitable that you become that way.
Yeah.
Or you can be resilient and resist, right? And be like, and I think that when Grimm inherits, the title, like the role to be the leader of his realm, like of his people, and also after everything he had to do, like with his siblings and
that's
all
what
of
I mean.
that,
I don't think he was a bad person. I think even with all of that,
I feel like he feels that I had to do that, so obviously I'm a bad person because I did it. So it's like accountability in a sense. So, and I think that he's like, and I'm going to continue to have to do tough things for my people, and I will do them even though I hate that I have to do it, but I will do it. So I feel like, and now, and so then also it's like the traditions of Nightshades is very intense. It's brutal.
Yeah.
And so it's like, but that's their way, right? What I think is that he thinks that because of the way that he was raised and the way that his people are, but at the same time I also feel like, but I don't feel like he is that way.
No, when you look at, I mean, if he was that way, he wouldn't have never had the relationship with Isla. You know what I mean?
And I think that that's what taught him it. I feel like he was just like, wow, like, and you know what's so crazy? It's like you're like, oh, of course you have this whole library of things you could have figured this out by yourself. Well, like, it took one girl, but it's sometimes it's like that in real life. Like even so, sometimes people like you're so in it, you don't realize what's happening on the outside, and so then sometimes somebody comes in and kind of shifts your mindset and tilts your world upside down, and you're like, wow, I am not the same person I was a year ago.
No, and I think truly it really was like he never. You could just tell, like they really go into his backstory, like from he was a child, you know what I mean, and the way that the Nightshades kind of pick their next ruler or the next heir is that they have hundreds of kids, and it's like a literal Hunger Games, like fight to the death type thing, and the last one standing is the one that's the most capable, and they will be the next heir. And it wasn't supposed to be Grimm, and Grimm didn't want it to be him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And he had ended up developing a relationship with his sister, which they were not supposed to do. And I think just in that, you see that he was just inherently a good soul. Like, he didn't want this. He didn't want this lifestyle. He didn't even want to be born in Nightshade. And so there's that whole thing, right? That he becomes the next ruler or heir. And then there's the whole fight scene and whatever.
Which, by the way, the sister pissed me off.
Yeah. There was like the whole fight scene and everything with the Sunlings when the dad was trying to like take over Lightlark, and then he gets captured, right? And it's like, okay, he gets captured. Like, let's be for real. He's like one of the most powerful people. And so then Oro, like you kind of see then he's in the prison, and Oro's and Grimm's like, I don't. You think I want to go back there? I'm good. Like, you know what I mean? And Oro just kind of sees like, wait, there's a little bit more to this person, you know? So no, I don't think that he was that like inherently bad. I think truthfully, he's been betrayed so much, he's had no choice to be like, okay, well, you know what? Maybe my ancestors were right. Maybe they were onto something about letting people in and all these things, because I've let people in and they still don't trust me, you know? And so then he has Isla come in and be like, okay, well, like let's peel back some of these layers. Like you can be both.
Yeah.
You know, and I love that. I loved his backstory. I love seeing him and like just I think it was good.
Yeah, no, I think she did a really good job. I feel like he felt he was a monster without being boohoo about it, which is really annoying. I feel like Oro actually gave me that vibe sometimes.
Yeah.
Or he was like, I'm such a monster.
You're like, why are we whining, guy? Like, we get it. It's rough. You didn't want to be king. Oh my God.
Like, I don't want to get up on Mondays, but like, you know what I'm saying? It happens. Like, you're a king. You got to do it, dude. You got to do it. These are rough times. These are dark times.
So now let's kind of talk. I feel like we touched on this a little bit.
Okay.
But do we think the real tragedy of this series is the lost potential of Grimm and Oro's friendship?
Yeah. Big portion of it. Yeah. 100%. I
feel like, honestly, had they stood friends and trusting each other, Isla would never have been needed.
But like, here's my thing though. It's really sad because Oro really disappointed me.
Yeah.
In that moment, I was like, no.
The thing is that he could tell that he wasn't lying.
Oro's the problem. Oro is the problem.
Yeah.
As much of a retriever, as a golden retriever as he is, as sweet as he is, it's like all these things. It's like you are so scared of being hurt, and you were so affected with the way you were raised that you just can't see past the fact that he's a nightshade.
Yeah. Because even in that, when the curses were spun and he like blamed Grimm and Grimm was like, it wasn't me, he
tasted truth
and still didn't want to believe it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And so in that moment, it was like, truthfully, like
you were always waiting for the other shoe to drop and you wanted someone to blame. And he was your target.
Yeah. And
it's messed up because it like made me feel so bad for Grimm.
Yeah.
Because it really hurt Grimm.
Yeah. And like, because Grimm had no one. Like, where Oro had people, Grimm had no one.
So many people. Yeah, exactly.
And like, and literally Oro was that. Had so many people. And it was one of those things where it's like, yes, Oro has his inner circle, but they were so good for each other. Grimm and Oro were so good for each other because no one understood in Oro's inner circle what the weight was to be the heir, to be the king, to be the person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And 100%. They balanced each other so well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I truly feel like I hope that in these next books they can like kind of reconcile, you know what I mean, and like kind of become friends again. But I don't know. There's been so much damage, I mean, at this point, however, over the course of years.
I always love these types of relationships. I actually like them in real life as well. It's so weird. I love, because I'm a true believer in like gray areas in life, you know, everything is black and white. And I love that fact, like out of bad comes good. So I feel like sometimes when I read about it, I'm just like, that's me. Like the way I've said this once and I'll say it always, if I loved you once, I love you always. Like what you do as a person sometimes has absolutely nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
And that's your choice. That's your choice. I may not have liked it. It may have hurt me in a way, but ultimately I know it actually has nothing to do with me. So I can compartmentalize that and I can still love you, but know like my self-worth and never be with you ever again, never be around you again, and still not have any, like harbor any bad feelings towards you. Like what you did was shitty. You're not a shit person. You made a shit decision. And hopefully you learn from it. Now, if you're still doing it, I'm like, wow, I pity you at that point. I'm like, I feel bad you're still doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So like with Grimm, it's like you gave him 500 years. You gave Oro 500 years of distance, separation. You never went to a centennial. Like, now you're back and shit's weird. Like, right? We're in a pickle. We found ourselves in a pickle.
I also love kind of seeing Oro's POV because like these books end with them both meeting Isla and like the beginning of Lightlark. And Oro's POV when he sees Grimm like save Isla, like, help her from tripping.
He's like,
and,
what the hell is
what
happening?
The fuck is happening?
Yeah,
like,
what in the nightshade hell is
he
happening?
was like, he doesn't talk to anybody.
Yeah.
What is going on here?
But so here's my thing though. So I actually feel like I feel bad for Grimm, but also Grimm is that guy because he's like, okay, I'm here for my girl, but also I do care about Oro. Yeah. I actually don't want anything bad to happen to you.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, I'm gonna let you guys do your thing. I'm gonna let you flirt with my girl. It's killing me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like so crazy. He's like, I have every intention of bringing my full-on army here to murk all your people if I have to, but I really don't want to. So I'm gonna send you a warning, which like is very un-Nightshade if you think about it, right? Yeah. So it's like in his own way, Grimm still cared about Oro and he still looked out. He was a bro. And like, and Oro is disappointing as all hell. But like, it really does go to prove it's like, again, Grimm was raised by a monster, like a tyrant, like a horrible fucking human being. Jesus. And so was Oro, but the person who was most affected was Oro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because even like when you're reading Nightbane, people are telling you that he was like, you're learning the fact that Grimm actually goes to these towns and he visits these people and he shows up even when they reject him, even though that they hate him, he still cares. Like, you know,
he's such a good person.
He's just so it's like, babe, you were never a monster. Let's be real here, you know?
Yeah, I agree. I love
Grimm. If you were Isla, right? Mm-hmm. And you're standing between them at the end of Nightbane, who are you walking away with? Grimm. I know. I know. We just said it. We're good.
No, but also too, I'm not gonna lie to you. I wouldn't have stayed with Oro in the beginning. Anyway, at the end of Lightlark, I would have went with Grimm. So we have a history. Doses. This was fun.
I don't know, because when you're mad,
yeah, but like, here's the thing. No.
If someone stole your memories, Anaya, and then like was in cahoots with your best friend who turned on you and just
I'd be pissed.
You're not going nowhere, bitch.
No, I would go. I'd be like, I'd stay over there. We're not talking for a while. But like, the fuck do I look like staying here? Like, at the end of the day, you're my man, so like, I guess I have to go. But no.
She didn't know though. She didn't know
that they were
at the end of
a year. Yeah, that they were
together. But a year of what? She didn't know of what.
Anyway, I would want.
I'm a nosy ass. I would have wanted to know. I'd have been like, no, don't you portal out of here, babe. Sit down. Oral sit. Stay. Holy shit, we're all in love. This is wild, right? We can portal back. Yeah, we love each other for sure. For sure, we love each other. Lie really quick. That tastes horrible. I want to test out all the things. First of all, I'm gonna be like, everybody has to sit down for me for a second. I need to figure out how this all works. Really cool, really nice. Thank you for letting me use your powers. But also, I need to hear about the seer. Or you can now leave really quick. But stand on standby in case he starts lying and I have to kill him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would have been it wouldn't have been a book. I would have done it in 10 minutes. Tell me about the year. What happened? I'd want to know.
No, of course I would want to know.
Also, I don't get mad about a lot of, like, it takes so much to get me mad.
I would have been annoyed. I don't think to the degree of like, to the degree that she was mad. No.
Even the friend, no lie, even Aurora, the whole situation with Aurora.
I'm not gonna lie though.
I'm like, bitch, I get it. Like, how dare he?
But also too, low key. Yeah, I mean that, yeah.
Like, how dare he? But did we have to fuck everyone over because of it? Fuck.
For
like,
real.
500 years? Dude. He was not all that. He really wasn't.
No, but also low key, I was just like, Isla, are you dumb? Like, how did you not? I mean, you were, because you were sheltered your whole life. But like,
it's honestly her caretaker's fault.
Yeah.
Therapy session. It's the caretaker's fault. You should have exposed her more as a child to people. Yeah.
No, agreed.
Yeah.
No, but for sure, I would have went with Grimm. I like. Okay, are we talking like Anaya now? Like everything. I don't know anything about these characters, but I know about like I read. If I read, I'm going with Grimm.
Yeah, no, I think in the moment, like when you're being trained all the time, you barely get a book once a month. They really deprived her.
They did of everything.
That's why it's so sometimes.
I
was gonna say it's in the next book, but like you're like, yeah, I can't be that mad at you for making some of these decisions.
Yeah, no, for real, real. It's like Farrah, bitch couldn't read.
I will say this though, like I feel like in book 1 and book 2, I have no problems with Isla Book 3, she kind of pissed me off.
And book 4. And the rest of the series.
No. I think honestly, I have a little thing with Alex in book 4. So that a little bit, but again, I gotta see where it's gonna go.
Yeah.
I feel like, yeah, so we'll see what happens. But definitely Lightlark and Nightbane and the Dueling Crowns, like, did her thing.
No, those were
Did
just
her
chef's kiss.
thing.
Love them.
Yeah. All right, guys. So don't forget to go over to our TikTok and add us on all of our social medias. Comment below which team you are, and let us know if you did read the series, what book you're on, if you haven't, or if you're in the middle of it. And we'll catch you on the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.
Wow, look at you outroing.
Ew.